January to rain capital, share on that for in the smoke we must stop the trash, we must dash the laughter and fun must all be undone. We must remember and cause a fuss before somebody thinks of blaming us.
Good evening, Ape Nation. Guys, what's going on? It is Thursday, February 10th, 2022, and of course, the Massalorian, that intro is just a joke. We certainly agree with our cousins up in the greater white north who are protesting right now. You guys are doing a hell of a job. The truckers are doing amazing. And of course, you guys know we do not blame you for our supply chain issues or anything that has to do with our rising inflation that's out of control. There are plenty of people to blame on this side of the border, just south of us in Washington, D.C. They've done enough on their own to put this number where it's at, 7.5% up year over year, the worst since 1982, and no end in sight. So those of you who've been rocking with me for a while know we talk about a lot of subjects on this channel. I want to talk about CPI data. I want to talk about the trucker convoy and inflation and supply chain. And if we have time, I want to make a little statement on Sundial, and then I'll get out of here. All right. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves,
cue the speeder.
This is the way.
all right, so real quick, I want to touch on CPI data before we get into the truckers. CPI data came back today. We were hoping for something around 7. We came in at 7.5. So up again. And this is the highest, I believe, YOY since 1982, which is not good. And the market was weird today because AMC had a real strong start and the CPI data came out at 8:30. So I don't know why we fell off towards the end of the day. I know a lot of people in the comments were talking about the options. As you guys know, I don't play options with AMC because it's probably the most rigged stock in the market right now. So why I would put any faith or money into something I have no control over makes no sense to me, but to each his own. So why is inflation still rising? What the hell is going on? Whose fault is it? I mean, do the truckers have anything to do with it? We've been talking about supply chain issues. Or do our grievances lie much farther south of the US-Canada border in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C.? What these truckers have accomplished so far with zero violence is absolutely amazing. You know, I can't even imagine what the conditions are out there right now. They're freezing cold. They're trying to shut down their money. They're trying to shut down their gas. And they're also lying about them. The mainstream media, that is. They're lying about what's going on at this rally. Now, you guys know I've been following this story from the jump. So I've been able to look up police reports, see what's going on. Is there violence? Are there hate crimes? Because we're hearing a lot of wacky things on the news about what's going on. The pictures and the narrative don't match up. I think when mainstream media looks back at this time period, as far as the historical significance of what's going on right now, especially on how independent journalism is beating out mainstream media, I mean, taking them behind the woodshed and smacking them around. The only reason that's happening is because they are having a problem with identifying what is truthful, what is not, what is propaganda, and what is fact. So I think the truckers have set a fine example on how to have a peaceful protest / rally. But the mainstream media doesn't want that. They don't want you to hear that. If you didn't know any better and you were just watching Canadian national broadcasting, these are the types of stories they are running.
Nation's capital, what goes through your mind?
Well, it's absolutely frightening. I think you have to remember that it's not just me, but there are many of my friends and family and others in the Jewish community and in the community of color and other minority groups, but specifically those groups that have been targeted by Nazis and neo-Nazis in this country. You see swastikas and Confederate flags, but specifically swastika flags, on Parliament Hill, walking down residential streets, as the councillor just noted. I mean, it does fill you with apprehension, it fills you with fear, it fills you with concern. And as a child of Holocaust survivor, I understand it, but I actually think most Canadians get this. And it's not just a few malcontents or a couple flags. This so-called convoy actually seeded the ground, in my opinion, for the worst display of Nazi and racist propaganda that I have ever seen in this country. And I've been to lots of protests and many more such as these, going back to the late 1960s to this very day. And honestly, I have never, ever seen anything like this.
Now, if I hadn't been following this story so closely, and I was only going off mainstream media for my information, I probably would say to myself, yeah, I think this is time to come to an end if it's turning into this kind of a fiasco with all this hate going on. But that's not what's going on. The craziest arrest I have seen so far was for this gentleman, a 78-year-old great-granddad in his pajama pants, who stands an alarmingly tall 4'10", who was arrested for beeping his horn. If that's what you're taking issue with and you feel like that is oppressive to you for whatever race, creed, color you are, you got issues, not the people in the protest. And I've spent a lot of time on this subject tonight, and I think tomorrow and Saturday over the weekend, you guys will understand a little more where I'm coming from, why this is on my mind so much when it comes to the market and AMC. I hope you guys will understand why I'm diving so deep into this and pulling out as many facts as I can. I truly believe the truckers have done something here. They have basically shown the way in order to enact change if you really want it. You get organized and you can get things done. A small fringe minority, like Justin Trudeau likes to say, can overturn mandates for an entire population of people in a huge country. Okay, moving on. So from what I can gather in the last couple days, there are some YouTube beefs going on between some of the creators that I personally know. Like I said, I've been really busy with these meetings and everything going on and trying to connect these people. So I haven't really kept up with it since Monday, and I haven't been watching a ton of material just because I haven't had the time and trying to work on the channel and everything else. I just kind of got lost in the sauce. I just know me personally in this channel, I'm trying to stay as focused as possible on the hedge funds and their practices. And look, I don't like anybody talking about anybody's family or anything like that. I don't agree with any of that. But it's grown men. If they got issues with each other, they got to work that out between themselves. I don't know exactly what was said from one person to the other. I want everyone to get along. I know I have my own issues with certain other YouTubers. But right now, with this little window of opportunity that we may have to capitalize on something, I just haven't been keeping up with any drama. I hope you guys work it out. And, everybody helped each other out to build their channels and all kinds of stuff. And, I just think right now, I understand people are frustrated. And the market sucks right now. And life sucks right now. And it's wintertime here. And everybody's cold. I can't get in the middle of stuff like that. It's just not really my forte. If it's affecting the stock price, that's a different story. And what's going on with the truckers right now has motivated me even more because I see them accomplishing their mission, which has just added to my motivation to make sure that we accomplish ours. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. It's getting late and I am exhausted. So tomorrow night, I'll have the video coming out, and then probably about 45 minutes after I drop the video, maybe an hour, we'll go live. We'll go as long as we have to go, and everyone that can show up just to give their 2 cents. I don't want to waste the little amount of time I have left on this planet doing something that is frivolous. So if you guys can just come in and give me feedback on what I'm going to talk about, that would be great, and I really would appreciate it. As always, guys, thank you for all the likes, the views, the comments. My new subscribers, my OGs, I appreciate each and every one of you. We're here to break the wheel. This is Ape Nation. I'm the Massalorian, and I'm out.